Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I had a pretty interesting conversation with one of our clients earlier, and it seemed like some relevant information to kind of spread to everybody, but they were wanting to know how come this time of the year we don't trim some plants and we do trim others. And it was specifically talking about like a lot of your Camellia and Sasanqua type plants versus knockout roses. And everything has a life cycle and it has a bloom cycle, and everything needs to be trimmed. There's a lot of plants that need to be trimmed at certain times of the year and not trimmed at other times. So like right now we're fixing to come into a very important trim cycle for knockout roses. Knockout roses are typically in the August time frame and in the February time frame. They got twice a year, so we're fixing to make a pretty aggressive trim on a lot of knockout roses because it's time and it's part of their life cycle. If you'll pay attention to a lot of your knockout roses, you'll notice that they have fewer blooms than other times of the year. In another probably 3 weeks, probably plus or minus, you're going to notice that they're going to have significantly less blooms. You're going to still have a couple of petals here and there that look good, but generally speaking, they're going to need to be trimmed. And this time of the year, you need to cut them back at least by half. But then on the other side, you have Camellias and Sasanquas that you don't want to trim this time of the year. And one of the reasons is because of their bloom cycle. Camellias and Sasanquas they're already right now setting buds. And when I say buds, you'll look and they'll have little bitty pods, if you will. And that's where the flowers are going to come out of, and this is going to be for future blooms. So moving forward for this time of the year, you really kind of want to stay away from those. And it's not that you can't do a light trimming, but you want to stay away from aggressively trimming these plants, because what's going to happen is a lot of those buds that have set, you're going to get in there and you're going to cut them out, and you're going to affect the you're not going to kill the plant, and you're not going to affect the way that the plant looks right now. But what's going to happen is that you're going to cut a lot of those buds off, and you're going to reduce the number of blooms that you'll have in this fall, dealing with like your Sasanquas in particular. So same thing with azaleas. You know, azaleas are getting ready to start setting a lot of buds, and you really don't want to make an aggressive trim on them because of the fact that you're going to cut a lot of those buds, which will turn into future blooms. So anyway, just be mindful of the type of plants that you have and their life cycle, their bloom cycle, and the fact that some plants need to be trimmed at certain times of the years and others don't. So, and on that, it's fixing to be time to trim knockout roses. So we'll do another video for y'all on how to trim the knockouts, the proper ways, the limbs to take out, and the things you want to do. So anyway, hope this helps. Y'all have a great evening. If you got any questions, just ask in the comments. Thank you.